Yeah, hi. Well, I'm here with Sterling Mann at the Hamvention, and he's well known for his involvement with a lot of things to do with youth in amateur radio. And the one particular thing I want to ask you to cover for our viewers and listeners is the youth contesting program.
So we started the Young Amateurs Radio Club, the YARC, I think almost a year ago, and it's blossomed into this online group of youngsters, mostly high school age, but anywhere between like the ages of 15, 13, all the way up to college age, and here I am at 27. And it's a group, and we've started to try to figure out like what kind of stuff we can do, and I'll go back to like one of my first experiences in contesting is learning about this radio station that was about 3 miles as a crow flies from my parents' house, but Ward Silver, N0AX, actually connected us. I would have never known about his shack and his contest station had he not connected us together. So, and he had a big station, 1,500 watts, 2 stations, a big opti-beam tower, all the 9 yards, and it was a treat to really like work a contest from some station that is actually competitive. It doesn't have to be a big gun station, but it was competitive. Yagi and 1,500 watts, and that really got me going. So
Can I just jump in there and point out, some of the listeners will be saying, well, yeah, there is already a organisation that sends youngsters to the big gun stations, but this is something else in your case, isn't it?
This is the same idea, but at scale. We want to have the owners of those contest stations, contest grade stations, anywhere between, like, even if you have like a couple wires but you're in a real low noise environment, all the way up to like K3LR size, to sign up to join basically an open check database saying, here we are, and we also send a notification out to all these young hams who applied to actually work at those stations. And the name of the game is to have like a station within a day's drive, like maybe a 3-hour drive at most, to be able to drive in, get settled in, and work from that station as a contester, and also have like the contest station owner and maybe a few Elmers there to educate and train and show them the ropes and that sort of thing. The programs that they have are like the mega stations, and it's a super big event, but we are trying to empower like the average Joe ham with the average Joe contest station to be able to do the same thing for young hams in his like region and local community.
But if I can draw a parallel to like dating sites and things, it's almost like that. You're matching up young hams against mentors that have a station, a competitive station, for a contest, so that the knowledge can be passed on.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the most critical things with that is getting the young person a way of a victor into a contest scenario. And I think personally, I was at the contest dinner or contest forums yesterday for the Contest University, and Bryant, KG5HVO, had a bunch of really good points about how young people, they need all that exposure, they need that motivation. There's a lot of distractions out there, and if we can provide a very healthy and flexible and also highly integrated environment in terms of like other technologies, for example, like live scoring and live contest scoreboard.com, I think, that entices youngsters to see like parallels between what they see in their daily lives as well as contesting, and that leads on to like more and more opportunities and getting jobs even, and I think it's one of our best vectors of getting young people into ham radio, and also the other way around is getting youngsters involved in ham radio, which helps them become a better person, right?
Yeah, and I think you're trying to put the excitement back into getting involved in amateur radio. What about the YOTA program? That's in Europe or in IARU Region 1, quite successful for larger groups of amateurs, not contest related but radio related, and like a summer camp in some ways. Yeah. Are we ever going to see that getting into North America?
Absolutely. So the whole reason why Sam Rose, KC2LRC, and I went to Austria in 2016 is to collect information and learn their ways of how they run the group and how they run the camp for, 5 or 7 days all over Europe, and how their really successful program came to be, all in efforts to bring it over to the other regions, so Region 2 in our case. So finally I can say, like, upcoming soon. We haven't quite reached the go no go stage yet, but we're like in big planning stages for YOTA camp in the US. A smaller version. We want to start small so we know what we're doing. We keep control of the chaos, because as you know, like with every organization, an event, things go wrong, things go haywire, we forget to do this, we forgot to do that, oh, we left Jimmy at the airport, somebody go driving it, and figure out all these like roadblocks so that we can grow a similar, almost identical kind of camp here in the U.S. and the Americas.
Well, that's great news. I mean, that's something I think a lot of people will benefit from. Also being able to take part on the volunteering side of that to help at these events, and starting small and growing is always a good direction in my opinion. Anything else on the youth front you want to tell us about? Because I know you're a busy person and need to get off to another presentation soon.
Yeah, I feel like every year we come up with newer and newer ideas, and I'm seeing like more and more involvement, like looking at the Ham Radio 2.0 Lounge right across from us is First Robotics, the Youth Tech supported by the Dayton Hamvention and the Dayton Area Amateur Radio Club doing like kits and soldering. I think in the US we're seeing a resurgence, and especially with the Young Amateurs Radio Club, we've now been able to see like there are a lot of young hams in America and they're all fractured, they're all over the place, they're disjointed, and we've been trying with the YARC group to connect them all together using Discord, which is a chat program that gamers use. Yep. And so as you'd expect, there's a lot of young people on there, and it's very interesting because they're growing like by the hundreds. We're currently up to about 800 members. 100 of them are online at every given moment, and that's kind of our pool of young people who we can like push on to like the youth contesting party, our QSO party events we have, and other things that we're trying to spool up. So having that online thing is a new thing, and I think a lot of, I guess, regions can benefit from it too.
Okay, do you have a website where people can go for more information on that?
It's yarc.world, Young Amateurs Radio Club, YARC.world.
Okay, thanks. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you very much for the interview. Really appreciate it. And good luck with all the projects. 73.
73, thank you.